want to give you a brief overview on how to use the Argos scanner to locate a satellite tag that's transmitting. This is based on my experience. I am not an expert on this. I've used it on a few occasions to find tags, and honestly some of those have been pretty easy to find. Some of them that get far back in mangroves or something are, it takes a lot more to find them. This will only get you so far, but this is based on my experience. I'm going to give you some tips on how to use this. So we'll send you this kit to help locate the tag. I'll just go through the basics that are in here. This is an omnidirectional antenna. This is for when there's a tag that might be moving in current quite a bit, or has covered distance, a good bit of distance since the last transmission. Essentially it's listening in every direction. So this is, you kind of put this on your car roof and drive along, or on the boat and drive along and listen. It's not going to tell you the direction the thing is, but it'll tell you that you're in the vicinity. This is a directional antenna. They call it a Yagi, but it's a directional antenna, and there's handles that go to it. There's a cable that you plug into it and plugs into the receiver. There's a couple batteries for the receiver, AC charger, a DC charger, and there's the charging base. Essentially you plug the tag into, or the cord into this. Alright, I'm going to go over the directional antenna use a little bit. So you plug the antenna into the receiver. Your power knob is here. There's 4 buttons on the front here. The only one that you really are going to use is this P0 button. That's what turns the attenuator on or off. And the attenuator is essentially when you get into a close proximity to the tag. When you're a little bit further away, I think it's like 75 yards or further, you'll have the attenuator off, and your range of readings goes up to about 230. When you get up into that over 200 range, then you want to turn the attenuator on, and that'll basically reset the scale down to a lower number, and then as you get closer and closer, it also gets up to about 230 or so. All this stuff is in the owner's manual as well. There's actually only a couple pages in here that really tell you anything. It's in a couple different languages, so it looks like it's got a lot of info, but it doesn't really have that much. But again, the main button is using this P0 button to turn the attenuator on or off. One other thing that I want to point out is, I don't know if it makes any difference, but I mean, as a directional antenna, it's reading off this, like out in front of it. But my understanding, somebody told me that it also is reading, it's reading a little bit to the periphery and a little bit behind it. So I usually use my body, or if there's an object nearby, a garbage can or something solid that I can sit behind or stand in front of and block the signal coming off the back. That gives you a better direction on where you're getting your signal from. So I generally, because you don't have things around all the time, you use your body to kind of block the back signal, and that just kind of helps you focus on where to look.
We've been getting a lot of readings from this island. We've been getting some good signals here, and some good signals over there, and some other signals there. We're going to take some readings at each end of the island, and like kind of in the middle, and hopefully it's not in this little cove here in the middle, which will complicate things. So that direction, the signal was a little bit less than it was over there, so we're going to go back to the other end. The highest reading was right in this area. They were all within 10 digits of each other, so we repeat and see if we get a better reading and get an idea of which direction to go.
Okay, so we've narrowed it down to the best readings are kind of pointing into this corner of the island. So we're now at the point where we're roughly 100 yards from the island, and that's about as far as you want to try and reach without the attenuator on. So we go to that, you just push that
A10,
and you hear that female voice, and then the male voice comes on with the signal strength. So that means the attenuator is on when you have that. So here, I'll turn it on and off again.
A107.
So it's just a male voice, so that's without the attenuator.
A105.
And the female, and then leading into it means the attenuator is on. So we should have a signal coming up here pretty straight.
A137.
So this is the attenuator on now, and it's already approaching 200. The scale of the readings is up to 230. So we're already pushing close to 200, so that means we're pretty close to it. So we're going to continue on and get in a little bit closer. You can see that we're like 20-25 yards from shore now. So your signal is going to be with the attenuator on, you hope. I mean, depending on what the tide has been, the tag could have been washed further up into the vegetation, which makes it a little more difficult to find it. But we hope that it's right on the edge. One of the things I forgot to mention is using the app on your phone. If you have cell service wherever you're looking for the tag, and you have a satellite passing over in the time frame that you're here, you can use that to kind of fine-tune your search as well. But if you don't have that, or in addition to that, you use this receiver to get the signal to figure out exactly where your tag might be transmitting from. We've already gotten a signal from down the beach a little ways there, and we did the other direction over there, so now we're just kind of fine-tuning. We've got the strongest signal right in this area.
A179.
So 179 right here. So we're going to go like 45 degrees in each direction from that reading to figure out which direction we want to go. So we got a signal coming up here. We're going to go like 45 degrees from that last reading.
A191.
Okay, so it's like 20 points higher than what we were right over here. We just did a reading 45 degrees over in the other direction, and it was about that many points lower. Like maybe, I think it was about 15 points lower. So we're going to go kind of to the east there, that direction that we just had that higher signal. Okay, so we're back over, or we're over into the area where we just got a higher signal, so let's see what we get.
A215.
Okay, so like I said earlier, the top of the range is 230, so we're approaching that. So the tag more than likely is on this beach somewhere, hopefully not washed up further than the beach into the vegetation. So let's go in there and have a look.
A248.
Okay, so it's 10 points or almost 20 points higher than what the scale is supposed to be. So that means we're right in the vicinity of it. If you know what kind of tag it is, I mean, you kind of have an eye for it. It looks a little different when it's out here, surprisingly. After being on a fish or being in the water for a little while, it gets a little growth or gets covered in vegetation. So you just kind of have to dig around essentially, or wander the beach looking. This one's pretty easy to find. It is right there. Very exciting. Let's see what signal we get right up here close to it.
A254.
So over 20 points higher than what they say the scale is. So success. It's always good to find one.